Michael. Okay. Shall we start, Cesar?
Yes, please, teacher.
Okay. All right. Welcome to class, everyone. Hope you've had a good week, and I hope you enjoy the lesson I've got lined up for you this afternoon. So I'm going to start sharing my screen with you. Got a few things to share, starting with this. Okay. All right. Everyone should be able to see this. Okay, we're going to start off with the, actually I should have made a note of who I could see before. Now I can't see anyone. That's okay. Right, we're going to start off with the would you rather exercise for everyone this evening. So this is just to break the ice, to warm up before we start on our writing exercise for tonight or for this afternoon. Tonight, my time, this afternoon, your time. So would you rather have more money or more time? So you have to answer this question for me and tell me why. You don't have to talk for any particular length of time, just answer the question. So I'll start with you, please. Viet Lin.
Yes.
Hi, Viet Lin. Would you rather have more money or more time?
I would rather have more money, I guess.
Okay. Why?
I can't think of anything because the two of them is like this, having the same value to me. So I just choose one.
So the two of them have the same value to me. Okay, I'll come back
Yeah.
to you. Okay, I'll come back to you because you should be able to think of one or two reasons for this. Gao Khan. Hi, Gao Khan.
I'm here.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good. Would you rather have more money or more time? And why?
I would rather have more time because I can earn too much money when I have a time. Also,
So sorry, you can earn more money when you have time. You can earn more money when you have time.
you can earn more money when I can earn more money when I have a time.
Không cần bỏ
Correct.
lỡ.
That's
Bỏ.
good. That's good. That's good English. Okay, what else? What else, Gao Khan?
Also, I can do anything without fear of failure.
Without
I-
fear of what? Sorry? Without fear
Fear
of
of failure.
fear of. Can you spell the word for me, please, Gao Khan? I can't quite hear.
Is failure.
I'm not sure what word you were saying, Gao Khan. Can you spell it?
Có thể đánh vần cái từ xem nào.
F A
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
À,
L.
L
Oh,
của
you
fail.
mean failure. Failure.
Failures.
Failure. Failure.
Failure.
Failure.
Yeah, it's pronounced failure.
Fear
Failure.
of failure.
Yeah, fear of
Fail-
failure. Fear of failure. Yeah. Good. That's better. Failure. Failure.
Failure.
Failure.
Failure. That's right. Almost like it's got a Y in it. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a Y in it, but you pronounce it like it's got a Y in it. So failure. Failure.
Failure.
Failure. Failure.
Without fear of failure.
Correct. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
You can do many things that normally I can't.
Okay. All right. That's good. Good English. Thank you, Gao Khan. Ha Khan.
Hello,
Hello, Ha Khan. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. Okay. Would you rather have more money or more time, and why?
Well, I would rather have more money.
Okay. Why?
Well, because I think because I'm like a lazy guy, so I
Yes.
think that I have more money. I can do many things because if I have more time, I'm lazy to get money, to work to get money.
Okay, that's fine. So you would say, what did you say at the end there? I am too late. You would have to say, I am too lazy to work to get money.
Yeah, I am too lazy.
Yes, I think you need to have the to in front of lazy in this sentence, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, normally you have some, you need something in front of lazy. Like you say, I'm very lazy. You can say I'm lazy, and that is a sentence by itself, okay? If you say, I'm lazy. But
Okay.
you can't say I'm lazy to get money isn't a correct sentence in English, or it doesn't sound correct to a native speaker. If you say I'm lazy to get, if I'm lazy to get money, doesn't sound right. You would have to say I'm too lazy to get money, okay? Or I'm too lazy to do anything. Or
Okay.
I feel lazy. You need some sort of adjective or some in front of lazy. Okay?
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
but the rest of that was fine. Thank you, Hakan. Okay, and remember, of course, there's no right or wrong answer to any of these questions. I'm just checking your English. All right. Hello, Tone. How are
How
you?
are you?
I'm good, thank you, Tone. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. All right. Can you answer the question, please? More money or more time, Tone?
Well, I don't really know. I want money or time. Like I would choose different in certain situations. But for now, I think I could rather I have more time
Yes.
because I have a lot of homeworks and I really need time to done that.
To do all your homework.
Yes.
Okay, so remember homework is a plural word by itself, so it doesn't need an S, okay?
Okay.
So you can say I have a lot of homework. You don't need to say homeworks. You just say I have a lot of homework. It's already plural.
Okay.
Okay, I have a lot of homework. So what was the next sentence you said?
So I would choose more time.
Okay, perfect. I would choose more time. That's fine, Tone. Thank you. Okay, Michael.
Hi, Rick. Sorry, I'm late.
Yeah.
It's a problem with my computer.
Oh, that's all right. Okay. Can you see the question there? Would you rather have more money or more time?
Yes, I would rather have more. Okay, rather have more. Can you wait me here?
11 Pro Max này đẹp 99 bây giờ nó rơi vào tầm 19 triệu.
Yeah, our family is kind of noisy.
Your family is noisy. Okay, you can't go anywhere quieter.
My house have only one room.
Right. Okay. All right, Michael. Okay. Can you tell me quickly then, Michael, which one you would choose and why?
I would choose having more time because for now I'm having a lot of homework and I cannot get myself a properly rest.
Ooh, what did you say at the end there? I cannot get myself properly rest.
Properly, yes.
Sorry, was your last word rest?
Yes.
Rest. So you cannot.
No, rest.
So,
rest.
Yeah. Yeah, rest. You mean like rest? You mean like sleep?
Yes.
Okay. So I have a lot of homework and I can't get enough sleep, you would say. You can't use properly in that way, in that sentence. Okay? I can't get enough rest or I can't get enough sleep. Or
Yeah,
you
okay.
could say, I can't get a proper sleep. You could say that, all right, but that wouldn't be very common, but that would be correct. That would still be a correct sentence, but not
Yeah,
not properly. Okay, you can't use the adverb form there. Okay, you would have to say, I can't get a proper sleep or a proper rest. Okay.
yeah, okay.
All right. Thanks, Michael. Thank you. Okay. Who else have we got? I can't see. Sorry. Okay. So we've had Michael. Who else have we got? Mrs. Ha that I can't see. Hunam. Hi, Hunam.
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty okay.
Good. Can you answer the question, please? Would you rather have more money or more time?
Let's see. I think I would rather have more money because having a lot of money can cut down all the time I need for work. Because when I work, the main focus is to get money for
Yes.
living. So
Yes.
when I have a lot of money, I can cut down the time, and from there I can have more spare time for myself and my family.
Uh-huh.
That's the main reason why I would choose to have more money.
Okay. That was great English, Hunam. Excellent. I don't have any corrections for you at all. That was great.
Thank you.
Well done. Okay. Thank you. All right. Who else can I see there? Paula. Hi, Paula.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, yeah, I'm great.
Good, good. Okay. Can you answer the question, please?
Yeah, personally, I think time is more valuable. And I think that it's better to spend time on having like precious experiences than to like just spend money on financial or material purposes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's very good. Thank you, Paula. Again, perfect English. Thank you. Well done. Hello, Zoomha. Zoomha, hi.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty tired.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope this keeps you awake. So would you rather have more money, Zoomha, or more time?
I think I would rather have more money because money can, if I have more money, I can buy anything I want. But obviously, on the other hand, if I have more time, it doesn't mean I will have more money, have more time to make money.
Okay. Okay. Again, Zoomha, that was perfect English. That's great. Nothing wrong with anything you said, okay? All grammatically correct. Well done. Thank you. Okay, Viet Lin, coming back to you. Can you think of some reasons,
Yes.
please, Viet Lin?
I would rather have more money because me having more time doesn't necessarily mean that I will make more money, I guess.
Okay, having more time doesn't necessarily mean you will make more money. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Again, perfect English. Thank you, Viet Lin. All right, that's all I wanted to check, just to see how your sentence structure and grammar is coming along. Who haven't I asked who might be there? Is Kian there? Kian, are you there? No, Kian's not there. And who else? No, I think that's everyone. Okay, thank you for that, everybody. So I'm just going to move this thumbnail out of the way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a writing exercise. But just before we start that, we're going to do a bit of revision on what we did last week, which I'll show you in just a moment. Revision on graphs and diagrams and how to describe them, the words to use to describe them. But first, just looking here, an overview of writing task 1. Remember last week I was telling you that writing task 1 in the IELTS test is writing a description of some graph or picture or diagram. or data. Okay, and I just wanted to show you this. This is what you will be marked on. All right, so number one, have you summarized the information by selecting and reporting the main features that you can see? Number two, have you made comparisons properly? Okay, that means have you made the right comparisons? Have you provided overviews of the main trends or stages in the graph or diagram or picture you can see? Number four, have you given a clear overview or summary for the report? Number five, have you organized your information logically? And number six, is there an overall flow or progression in your report? In other words, does it read like a story from beginning to end? And is it all interconnected? Okay, now these 6 things sound like a lot of things to have into one small report, but you don't need to write much to actually fulfill all of those requirements. Okay, you only need to write about 150 words or so, which is not much more than 10 lines of writing. It's not very long. And again, in the actual test itself, you will have 20 minutes to do this, okay? 20 minutes to do this part of the writing test. And the other 40 minutes of the writing test is what you will be spending writing an essay. So you only want to spend 20 minutes on this. Are there any questions about this overview of writing task 1? Good. Okay, in which case we'll go to our quick review of what we did last week and the last couple of weeks. Okay, so you should be able to see both pages of the book there. And again, I'll just summarize this quickly for you because we did it last week, but it's important that you do know these things in these exercises. So exercise 1, all right, the graph, as you can see there, if you follow my pointer, is average life expectancy, okay? That's the title of the graph. The vertical axis is in what? Hunam. Hunam?
Oh, I forgot I turn off my microphone.
Sure, that's fine. Okay, Hunam, what does the vertical axis measure in this graph?
Vertical?
Yes.
Upwards?
Yes. It is. What's it measuring? What does it show?
Years.
Correct. That's the answer. Well done. Okay.
Thought you were asking,
okay, it's
I
years.
thought you were asking me the definition.
No. These are simple
Okay.
questions. Okay, simple questions. We're just reviewing. Okay, so the vertical axis shows years in decades. Okay, decade means 10 years. Decade is 10 years. So in 10-year increments. Okay, the vertical axis shows years. Viet Linh, what does the horizontal axis show?
It shows the country.
Correct. Okay. Gao Khan.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see the figures at the top of each bar. Okay, the numbers at the top of each bar. What do those numbers represent? Okay, what are those numbers a measure of? What are they telling me? See where I'm holding the pointer? What do those numbers tell me? Are they, for example, are they percentages? Are they percentages, Gao Khan, or not?
It's not.
All right, they are not percentages. So if they are not percentages, what are they? Okay, I'll try Hakan. Hakan.
Well, I think it's the percentage of average life expectancy of each country.
It's not percentages. No, Hakan, have another go, please. Not percentages. What is on the vertical axis?
I think like the number of men and women.
Yeah, but what is on the what does the vertical axis measure on the graph? Yeah.
Years. Oh,
Yes, years, correct. Okay, so what are these? What are these numbers?
you mean the years?
Yes, they are years. Okay, they're years. Okay, so these are not percentages. All right. So I know it's a little
Okay.
bit hard to see, but where it says, for example, there, I think it says 77.2, I think, or 3, hard for me to read. Okay, they are years. These are all years. So you must be careful, everybody, not to assume all the figures you see in a graph like this are percentages. So please read the graph carefully and look at what each axis is measuring. Okay, in this case, it is measuring years, not percentages. Not percentages. Okay, thank you, Hakan. Okay, just going down here a little bit. Okay, Tone. Hello, Tone.
Yeah.
All right, what is the title of this graph, Tone?
Homeowners.
Correct, homeowners. And Tone, what does the vertical axis measure?
Is people.
Yeah.
Amount of people.
People, correct. People in tens of thousands, as you can see, starting at 10,000, 20,000. Thank you, Tone. Michael. Hello, Michael.
Yes.
Hi, Michael. What does the horizontal axis measure?
The years.
Yes, correct. Or what does it represent, I should say? Years. And what is the gap between the years? What is the gap between the years?
I can't really see because it's really
Okay, I'll make
small.
it bigger. There, how about that?
Oh,
Okay, can you see now, Michael?
yes, I can see.
Okay, so what is the gap between the years? How many years?
Each two.
Two. Okay, so it measures years in 2-year increments. Do you know
Yeah.
this word? Increments?
No.
I'll just put it in the chat box here. Okay, increments. Increments. It measures years in 2-year increments or intervals. Intervals means the same as increments, okay? And it means the gap from one measure point to the next. I hope everyone understands that. Increments. Just the same, going back to this graph, the vertical axis measured years in 10-year increments or 10-year intervals. Okay, in this graph, it measures in 2-year increments or intervals. So again, please, you must read what is on the graph and what the axes measure. You must know this before you can describe it, obviously. Otherwise, if you can't read the graph properly, then your description is going to be wrong. And finally, we'll just again quickly review these ones. Exercise 3, I hope you can read. Okay, so these are all descriptive phrases or words to tell you whether a trend or the graph is going up, going down, or remains the same. Okay, So I'll just get you to look at these quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on these because we did these last week. I want to get you starting writing. So a fall, number two is a fall, all right? To decrease is also number 2. To level off is number 3. To increase is number 1. To rise is also number 1. These words here, plummet and plunge, both mean fall very fast. Plummet and plunge both mean fall very fast. So obviously the closest is number 2. All right, so these are phrases you need to know when you are describing trends in a graph or a diagram, okay? And then just further down here, and again, I won't spend too much time on these because we did them last week. These are adjectives and adverbs to describe the amount or degree of change. So for example, you could say, the down arrow fell or plummeted rapidly. All right, the up arrow, you could say, rose or climbed sharply. All right, so again, these are just adjectives and adverbs you use to describe what is happening on the graph or picture. Okay, again, moving right along, because I'm going to get you to do this very shortly. All right, but before I do, I'm just going to run through what you will be expected to write. Okay, Zung Ha. Hi, Zung Ha. Hi, what is the title of this graph, please? Or this picture?
Amount spent on consumer goods.
Correct. Okay, the amount of money spent on consumer goods. What is the horizontal axis, please, Zung Ha? The horizontal axis.
£1,000 sterling.
£1,000 sterling, that's correct. Okay, that is the British form of money. Okay, they call their currency pounds sterling. Okay, just the same as Americans call their currency the American dollar. All right, the British call their money pounds sterling. All right, I can't remember what sterling means, but that's what they call it. Usually they just call it pounds. Okay, Paula.
Yeah,
Hi, Paula. What's on the vertical axis, please?
it's names of goods.
Yes, the names of consumer goods. All right. Stereos, tennis rackets, CDs, toys, and photographic film. Okay. And on the other, now I know this isn't in color, but this is still good enough to measure. On the right-hand side over here, you can see the names of the countries. All right. Germany, Italy, France, and Britain. All right, now I'm just going to run you through this very quickly so you understand what's happening. Okay, so you can see Germany, all right, is the white bar, this one here. So you can see the Germans spent, Hunam, about how much did the Germans spend on personal stereos?
The Germans spend 1,500.
Not quite. 150.
Oh yeah, sorry. 150. I thought it was 1,000.
Yeah, £150,000. Okay,
Yeah.
£150,000. Okay, very good, Hugh Nam. Viet Lin.
Yes.
Hi, Viet Lin. How much did the British spend on personal stereos?
155,000.
About. Yeah, close enough. 155, 156. Hard to tell, I know, from this graph, but that's close enough. Thank you, Viet Lin. I'm just making sure you understand the graph, okay? Okay, Gao Khan. Gao Khan. Hi, Gao Khan. How much did the Italians spend on tennis rackets?
I think can you say that?
How much did the Italians, the people who live in Italy, how much did they spend on tennis rackets?
I think it's 1,004.
Not quite. Okay. Remember, the horizontal axis is in £1,000 sterling. Okay. Tone.
Yeah.
Hi, Tone. Can you tell me how much the Italians spent on tennis rackets? Approximately.
I think it's about 151.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Do you understand now? Thank you, Tone. Do you understand now, Gao Khan? Okay. Yeah, so here we are. We're looking at this line here. I hope you can see my pointer, okay? This is Italy, all right? This is tennis rackets, all right? You can see if you go straight down to the horizontal axis, they spent around about 151,000 pounds on tennis rackets, okay? Hakan.
Yes.
Hakan, how much did the Germans spend on CDs?
CDs. I think about 100 and maybe 45.
Correct. All right.
thousand pounds.
Correct. Okay, you're reading it correctly. Thank you. All right, Michael. Hi, Michael.
Yes.
How much? Yeah. How much did the British spend on CDs?
The Britons
Yeah.
on CDs
Yeah.
about 165.
About maybe a little bit less, I think, on this thing. But yeah, close to that.
63.
Yeah, about 63.
63.
Yeah, about 63. That would be my guess too. Thank you, Michael. All right, just checking you understand how to read this. Thank you. All right, Paula. Hello, Paula.
Hi.
Hi. How much did the British spend on photographic film?
I would say about 172.
Correct. Okay, thank you, Paula. And Zumha.
Yes.
Hi, Zumha. How much did the Germans spend on photographic film?
I think it's about 145.
About, maybe a little bit less, maybe, but I think you're right. 145,000 pounds. Okay, that's good. That's good. So I'm glad all of you understand what is on the graph. Okay, so that's the first thing, obviously, to read is to understand what is on the graph. Okay, so this is someone's sample answer, all right, to describing this graph. I'll go up here quickly again so you can see what the question is. So the question is, or what they're asking you to do is summarize the information by selecting and reporting at the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Okay, so you compare spending on consumer goods between the different countries. Write at least 150 words. Okay, so going down now to the sample answer, and you can see 150 words actually isn't that much. It isn't a lot, and you have 20 minutes to do this. So you actually have quite a bit of time once you've worked out the graph, what to write about. Okay, so you can see the first sentence here, all right, he gives a summary as to what the graph is about. Okay, so here you can see it says, whoops, didn't mean to put that line around it, go away. Amount spent on consumer goods. It compares consumer spending in different countries. But what he has done in the answer, the first sentence is just summarizing what the graph is about. The diagram compares the spending habits of shoppers in 5 European countries on 6 consumer products, namely, or that is stereos, tennis rackets, colognes, which is a perfume for men, compact discs, toys, and photographic film. Okay, so the first paragraph is very easy. All you do is give a description on what the graph is about. Okay, and then for the next few sentences, all you do is summarize the main results. And the way he or she has done it, they've said it can be observed. Observed is another way of saying you can see. You can see that in Britain, the highest amount of money or the most amount of money was spent on photographic film, which you can see if you look at the graph here. They spent about £170,000 on photographic film. And that's what it says here, £170 million. Actually, is that right? No, they've made a mistake in there. All right, ignore that million. Where it says million, they've made a mistake. It should be £170,000 because on the vertical axis, it says £1,000, not £1,000,000. So whoever wrote this answer's not read it correctly. Okay, if this was the exam, they would take a mark off you. They would take marks off you for having million and not thousands. Okay, so forgetting about that just for the moment, the highest amount of money was spent on photographic film, while similar amounts were spent on personal stereos and tennis rackets. All right, so you can say, yeah, I guess that's correct. And then the French spent the second highest amount of money on the first 3 products. Okay, the first 3 products, which are stereos, tennis rackets, perfumes, but then they were last in the latter 3. Latter is another word for last, the last 3. And the Italians spent more money on toys than any other products, but they also paid a lot for photographic film. And Germany spent the least overall. All right, you can see Germany, the white colored bar, spent the least overall. And that's basically it. So that's all you have to do. Just describe what you can see on the graph and compare the different countries to each other. That's all you're asked to do. It's very important that you don't talk about anything that is not on the graph. For example, you can see on the graph, I'll use the pointer here, that the British people spent the most money on perfume. And if so, you can say that is correct. But if you say something like, that's because British people like perfume better than any other country in the world. Okay, you can't say that because there's not enough information on the graph for you to be able to say that. Does that make sense? You can't talk about things that the graph doesn't show you exactly. That's one mistake a lot of people make when they're doing this sort of exercise. They start to talk about things that aren't in the graph. Another thing might be the British people spent more money on tennis rackets because they like playing tennis more than other countries. Well, that's, you don't know if that's true. The graph doesn't tell you that. All the graph tells you is that British people spent more money on tennis rackets than 4 other countries. It doesn't tell you whether they like playing tennis any more than anyone else. All it shows you is whether they spent more money. Okay, I've spent a little bit of time explaining that, but that's an important point I want you to remember. Don't talk about things that aren't in the graph or picture. Just describe exactly what you see. Are there any questions about that? Okay. All right. This is where you guys get to write. So I'm going to share this with you. Okay, so you're going to write for me, and you're going to have 20 minutes to do this. All right, this task 1 essay. Okay, 150 words. All right, so I'm not going to give you any more clues at this stage. I've already shown you what a sample answer looks like. So you've got 20 minutes to write for me about 150 words describing the information shown below. Okay, it says write a report for a university lecturer. Okay, don't be put off by the university lecturer part. Okay, that bit doesn't matter. Okay, write a report describing the information shown below. So
Can I ask?
Yes.
We have to read it. We have to read what we write. We wrote down. Or
Now, so what I'm going to do, we're going to try this, and I hope this is going to work. Okay, good question. Just coming to this. All right. So what I'm going to
I
do.
was just wondering.
Yeah. No. Good question. Okay. So you should all be able to write on this. Okay. Once I have sent you the link.
Mọi người hiểu thế nào nhỉ? Bây giờ thầy sẽ gửi một cái link, xong mọi người sẽ bấm vào một cái okay, copy and send in the chat box.
Chat box, yes.
Yeah. And then everyone clicks on the chat box. Write on that. Okay. Yeah, mọi người cùng nhau viết trên cái Word này nhá. Mọi người viết trên cái Word này luôn, bài của ai người ấy viết. Cứ viết thì mình cứ viết thôi. Bạn nào bạn ấy cứ viết trên cái Word, trên cái phần của mình thôi. Nhớ ghi tên với phần đầu. Đó, ok.
Okay, is that right, Mrs. Ha?
Yes, okay, right.
You can see it, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes,
Now.
I can see it. I can see it.
Okay. Can you view the topic?
You want to go back to the picture again, of course. Hang on a moment.
Okay, thank you.
Just click on task 1, so on the taskbar. Okay, yeah.
Okay, Mrs. Ha. Now, yes. Yeah, so everyone can see that. How do I see what they're writing now?
Okay, leave it here for a moment, and then after that, because they need to know the task. They need to write.
Yes,
about.
that's
Yes.
right. They need to be able to see the task.
Yeah, okay, leave here, and then you give all of them 20 minutes to write, right?
That's right. And then
Okay.
come back to then I can come back to the writing page. Is that right?
Yes. Okay. And
Okay.
then, yeah, because now they have links of the Word file ready, so they are writing on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this should work.
Yeah. They do by themselves. Only.
Okay. Okay, everyone. So you have 20 minutes, a little bit less. We'll finish about 4 o'clock. Okay, you have until 4 p.m. 4 p.m. to do this. And again, while you're writing, I'll just remind you of the main points. Okay, so first of all, your first sentence is going to be what the graph is about. Okay, what the graph is about. Then your next 3 or 4 sentences is going to be comparing, okay, what is happening on the graph. One quick thing, just looking here, it says other, okay, one line, okay, is labeled other. Now, I'm assuming other means homeless people or people who don't have anywhere to live. So tenants, actually, I'll just run through these quickly, just so make sure you understand the words. Tenants are people who rent houses or apartments, okay? If you or your family rent an apartment, you are a tenant. If you rent an apartment from a
Khánh hiểu chưa?
landlord.
Khánh hiểu tenants là gì? Khánh hiểu không? Thế cái người thuê nhà đó, hiểu không?
The person who owns the apartment or house, who rents it to you, is called the landlord in English, landlord. All right, even though they might be a woman, all right, but they're still called the landlord. All right, landlord. The green line shows people who own their own houses. All right, so they are not tenants, they are people who own their house or apartment. So that is the green line. And the last line, other, is people who don't have anywhere to live. All right, so they don't own their own house and they don't rent an apartment or a house. So they are homeless people. So that's what other means in this case. All right, please ask me if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll come back to you in 10 minutes.
Yes, thank you.
Hello, can I ask?
Yeah.
I have to write with your link, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Bây giờ cô nói lại nhé, mọi người viết trên cái link đấy, bấm vào cái link này, xong rồi viết lên trên đó luôn. Được chưa? Cái cấu trúc của một cái bài task one của cái phần này thì mình sẽ làm thế nào? Thầy vừa nói đấy, viết một cái câu mở bài thì rõ ràng là phải dựa trên cái title của người ta cho là cái gì. Mình nhớ là bao giờ cái opening ấy thì mình cũng phải nêu ra là mình đang viết về cái gì, cái biểu đồ là cái gì này, đúng chưa nào? Sau đó thì đến cái phần paragraph đấy, cái phần dưới đó thì bây giờ chú ý này, bây giờ theo cô ý chí là cái phần thời gian này và những cái kiểu ra là những cái nhân tố chẳng hạn như là người thuê nhà này, chủ nhà này, rồi là cái người mua nhà và những cái người homeless này, ví dụ thế, và cái thời gian đó nó biến động ra sao thế này, sau đó mình có cái so sánh. Bây giờ các bạn phải tập luyện thế nào, cái cách viết làm thế nào đấy, nhớ là phải thứ nhất là phải vạch ra một hai cái vạch đầu dòng ra đã, xong mình phải nên làm thế nào so với cái biểu đồ thế này. Nếu như mà cái người mà nhìn không tinh ấy là viết lung tung ấy, biết cách làm nào sắp đặt thế nào đấy cho nó cái phần kia là cái phần chiếm phần tỷ lệ, đúng không?
Right, I'll be back in a moment, Mrs. Ha. I'm just going to try and get some different batteries for my mouse, okay?
Okay, yes, that's
okay. See if I can make it work. So I'll be back in a moment.
Có hai cột nhỉ, một cột là số ngàn người, đúng không? Một cột là thời gian.
Cô ơi,
Ơi cô đây con.
tình hình là máy con nó cần gọi là cái phần mềm chỉnh sửa tài liệu để viết đấy cô. Nhưng mà phần mềm của máy này thì nó chưa đủ, thì con xin phép đi đổi cái máy nha cô.
Con thoải mái đi, con đổi máy, con tốt nhất là mọi người bảo là nhớ nha, học cái bài viết thì chú ý là nên viết trên máy tính là dễ nhất. Đó.
À vâng, thế con đang dùng cái iPad để con đi đổi ạ.
Đúng rồi, tốt nhất đổi máy tính để ngồi viết cho nó nhanh nhá. Okay.
Vâng.
Mọi người nhớ cái dạng viết bài 1 thế là đừng đưa ý kiến của mình vào nha, tất cả mọi thứ đều biểu hiện ở trên cái biểu đồ thôi nhá, là nhìn trên cái biểu đồ nói thế nào mình trình bày như thế nhá, chứ không phải đưa ý kiến của mình vào đâu.
Sure, but
Okay, right. Of course, you can see my screen.
sorry. Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay.
forgot to take a photo. Sorry.
Where's it gone?
Click on share screen again.
Yeah, the click on share screen. I've got to find the I've got to find the book again. Hang on.
Yes.
Where is it? Is it? It's not this one, I don't think. No, it's the old one. Okay. I just need to get rid of, got all your pictures in the way. Hang on a moment. Okay. All right, can everyone see the page, the writing page?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, whose one am I looking at first? Who is Ha?
Dương Hà.
Sung Ha. Okay, Sung Ha. All right. Sung Ha, have you just written the 4 lines? Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So can you please read it for me, Sung Ha? Can you read it for me, please?
Đọc từng câu một, đọc rõ.
The graph shows 4 areas of accommodation clustered in a major European cities from 1970 to 2000. It can be seen clearly the difference between tenants, landlord, people who are
Trời ơi, nhưng bên này ẩn thế. Okay.
Yeah, keep going, please, Sung Ha.
it can be seen clearly the difference between tenants, landlords, people who have their own house and homeless one. From 1970, the tenants and the landlord are slightly far.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sung Ha. Just with your reading, okay. Where was I? I can see the difference between tenants, landlords, people who have their own houses, and homeless ones. Sorry, just looking at the first line here, accommodation status. That word is pronounced status, stasis, and that means the same as their accommodation situation. As in, are they homeowners or are they tenants or are they homeless people? That is their accommodation status. Status means situation or position. All right. I'm just trying to think, what's the quickest way of me correcting this? Right, rather than typing it all out again, because obviously I won't have time to retype everyone's writing. So I'll read it for you, Sung Ha, all right? I'll read the corrections to you at this stage, all right? So it should be your second sentence, it can be seen, or you can see, yes, seen, it can be seen. Sorry, I'll start the whole sentence again, okay? This will be quicker. You can see, you can see. You can see clearly the difference. Difference. Okay, difference spelled C-E. Sorry, Mrs. Ha, if you're correcting that. Thank you. Difference between tenants, landlords, people who have their own houses, and homeless people, not homeless one, homeless people. Okay, then your next sentence doesn't quite make sense. From 1970, the tenants and the landlords are slightly falling. I guess you mean to say fell slightly, all right? But you would have to have a qualifier in there. And you would have to say the number of tenants and landlords fell slightly, fell slightly. All right, if that's what you're trying to say.
Okay.
Okay, so from 1970, the number of tenants and landlords fell slightly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a correct sentence now. Okay, Sung Ha.
okay.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Mrs. Ha. Just going back up to that sentence that begins, you can be seen clearly. It should be, you can see clearly. You can see clearly.
Okay, I think we can call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can take out the B. Take out the B, please.
Yeah, okay. I will do it.
Thank you. You're typing much faster than me. Thank you. And you're typing in your second language. Very good. Okay. You can see clearly the difference between tenants, landlords, people who have their own houses. Okay, those sentences are all correct. Okay, Sung Ha? Now those sentences are correct.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Okay. Okay, Gao Khan, you haven't got very far with yours, so I'll leave yours for the moment.
Yeah, I
okay.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hunam.
Yes, I'm here.
Hunam, can you read it for me, please? Can you read what
Uh,
you've written for me?
Okay, I haven't finished it yet. The graph illustrates the accommodation status in European city from 1970 to 2000 with a 10 years increment in number of thousand of people. Just by glancing through the difference between tenants, landlords, and those who bought their houses and the homeless people were quite obvious. Starting from 1970, the people who choose to buy their own held the highest amount of people with 55,000 people. On the other hand, the homeless had the lowest with just slightly more than 20,000. The landlord were around 31,000 and the tenants had 48,000. Throughout the years, those who bought houses had a big change. It started to fall dramatically down to only 18,000 in 1990 and then had a steady recovery and put a last mark at 20. The tenants had a slight increase, reached to 49,000 in 1980 and then had a downward trend down to only 46 in 2000. It's lower than in 1970. And the homeless people had a upward trend reach 22,000 in Amrat.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm
Sorry,
still
you can stop
writing
writing. Yeah, you can stop writing now because obviously you've had more than 20 minutes that you'd have in a test to write this, of course. But that's good. So a lot of that is very good, Nam. Okay, you've done well. Okay, I particularly like your use of adjectives. Okay, and adverbs. All right.
I tried to link them together, but
yeah, you did, and you did very well too. All right, what you've done is correct with linking them. The main problem is some of the grammar's not quite correct, and some of the words you're using aren't quite correct. Your linking words are fine. Okay, you've done very well with that.
Okay, can I finish it and then you can recheck it for me?
We probably won't have time for the rest of this lesson. That's all.
I can send an email for you. Can you?
Okay.
Okay,
That's fine. Yep, you can do that.
Thank you.
Okay, you can do that, and then I'll need to correct the rest because, like I say, some of the tenses and things like that, and the words themselves are not quite the correct words.
I can notice when I'm reading.
Yeah, when you're reading through, of course, you suddenly realize that's not quite right. But your linking and the way you have read the graph, and like I say, the adjectives and adverbs you've used are fine. So you've got the right idea. All right.
Okay, thank you.
The right idea, just some of the wrong words. That's all.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
But that's fine. You're on the right track. Okay, thank you. Okay, who's next? Go down the page a bit.
Việt Linh.
Who's next? Viet Linh.
Yeah.
Sorry, is that right, Viet Linh?
Yes.
Okay, Viet Linh, can you read for me, please?
The graph describes thousands of people divided to 4 areas of accommodation status in a major European city from 1970 to 2000 in 10 years increments. In 1970, there were around 31,000 landlords. Later, there was a slight increase was observed, which after a decade decreased steadily, whereas there were 16,000 more people who were tenants in Europe, which peaked at 1980 with 50,000 and gradually decreased to 43,000 in 2000.
Okay, again, Viet Linh, not bad. All right, not bad. Again, you used the adverbs and adjectives correctly. That's good. So again, just some of the tenses and some of the words aren't quite correct. Okay. So I'll just quickly go through this for you. All right, since yours is short. So it should be the graph describes. Okay, not describe.
Okay.
Describes. Needs an S on the end. Thousands of people divided into.
Okay.
Okay, 4 areas of accommodation status in a major European city from 1970 to 2000 in 10-year increments, all right? Not years in this case, 10-year increments. Okay, in 1970, there were around 31,000 landlords, okay? Full stop, should have a full stop there, all right? Later, so later is the start of a new sentence, okay? Later, a slight increase was observed, which after a decade decreased steadily, all right? That sentence is fine. Whereas there was 16,000 more people who were tenants in Europe, that sentence is not quite correct. Whereas there were, it should be were instead of was, 16,000 more people who were tenants. You can take out the in Europe, which peaked in 1980. Okay, which peaked in 1980 at 50,000, peaked in 1980 at 50,000 and gradually decreased, needs a D on the end, to 43,000 in 2000. Okay, so decrease needs to be past tense.
Yes.
Okay, so this is all past tense words you're going to be using. Okay, so did those corrections make sense, Fiedlin?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so again, same as before, you have the right idea, all right? Again, just some of the words aren't quite correct, all right? And again, if you would like to email that to me, I'm happy to do this, then I will email you back the correct version, all right?
Sorry, teacher, can I interrupt you for some minutes?
Of course.
Just 1 minute, because now they can finish their task on this file, and you have a file, and you have this file in the drive, so you can correct it later on, right?
Okay.
Okay,
great.
so no need to send you email.
Sure. Okay.
you correct it here, and everyone can learn from each other. I think it's much better. It's much better.
Okay.
For everyone,
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Sounds good to me. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Do they understand that, Mrs. Ha? Do they
Okay,
know that?
các bạn con nhé, bây giờ tức là tóm lại là bọn mình sẽ vẫn cứ viết cái bài của mình ở trên cái file này. Các bạn về nhà các bạn vẫn cứ viết trên cái file này nếu viết lại nhé. Ai muốn viết lại viết thế nào đó. Sau đó thì cứ viết lại thôi, xong save vào thôi. Xong sau đó thì thầy vẫn có, nhưng mà nhớ bấm vào cái link, tí nữa cô sẽ gửi lại cái link này vào trong cái ok, bây giờ cô sẽ gửi luôn vào trong cái gì nhỉ, cái Zalo cho các con nhé. Sau đó thì về nhà các bạn cứ bấm vào cái link này và viết trên cái file này, và thầy giáo sẽ tự sửa cho mình ở đây, và không cần phải gửi email đâu nhé. Gửi email vì chúng mình sẽ cần phải học cùng với nhau ở đây để cho biết xem là mình những ai sai như thế nào và cái cách viết như thế nào. Ok. Well, thank you, teacher. Yeah, right.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for the suggestion. Okay, who is next? Sorry, I can't read the name in the purple.
Linh and Toàn. Yeah. Yeah, okay, sorry. I will read them. Okay. Because okay, Toàn.
Tone. Hello, Tone.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, can you read for me, please?
Okay. The graph gives information about 4 areas of accommodation status in a major European city from 1970 to 2000. After a period of 30 years, it is clear that while the numbers of tenants and landlords change slightly, the figure in buying and bought on plunged significantly.
Wow, Tone, the first phrase of that sentence is perfect. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, there is nothing wrong with it. That is perfect English. That first phrase, the sentence that starts after down to slightly. The only slight problem is in the last part of that sentence. The figure in buying and bought one plunged significantly. You would, instead of saying the figure in buying and bought one, you would say the buying and bought figures. Okay. The buying and bought figures plunged significantly. All right. Just turn the structure of the sentence around slightly.
Okay.
But there, the first phrase of that was perfect. perfect English, and good formal English too. That's exactly what they want in this test. Okay, what you wrote is exactly what they want. All right, can you read the next paragraph, please?
Okay. To begin, in 1970, most people in European city prefer to buy their own accommodation, 55,000. During the period, the trend fell downward since the figure plummeted to the lowest point, approximately 20,000 in 1990, before having a slight increase in a decade after.
Okay, thousands is already a plural in this case, so you don't need the S, all right?
Okay.
On the end. So it's just 55,000 and 20,000, okay? Don't need the S. During the period, the trend fell downward. Since isn't quite right. That's not quite the right word to have in the sentence there. During the period, the trend fell downward. Then, I think, is a better word instead of since.
Okay.
Then the figure plummeted to the lowest point of approximately 20,000 in 1990 before a slight increase in the decade or a decade after. Okay, so it would be, yes, thank you. Take out the having. Thank you.
Yeah.
Before a slight increase in the decade after. It would need to be the, not a in this case. Okay, but that's only a small correction. Obviously, I've just changed the to a the. Okay, so that's good, Tone. That's good English.
Yeah.
Okay, just obviously you didn't have a chance to finish the rest of it. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so remember, you've only got 20 minutes to do this. So it's probably better, I think, to finish the whole exercise and make a few mistakes than to maybe write only 3 or 4 sentences and have all of them perfect. Okay? Okay, so I think it's better to write the 150 words, which is about 10 lines, as I say, and maybe make a few mistakes than only write 3 or 4 sentences. Better to do that way. Okay, thank you, Tone. Okay. Sorry, where am I at now? Okay, Tone. Is that you, Michael? I can see in the green.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay, Michael, can you read for me quickly, please?
Okay.
Con đọc lên đi con.
The graph shows the information about the accommodation status. The day from 1970 to 2000 in a 10 years increment with a number of thousands of people. Overall, while the number of tenants and landlords decreased slightly, the number of buyers and bought dropped significantly. And by the end of the period, and I still not finished that.
Okay, all right. So the graph shows the information about the accommodation status. Okay, so you don't need the day. All right, the day can come out of that sentence. The accommodation status from 1970 to 2000 in 10-year increments. 10-year increments. So the S actually goes on the end of increments, not years in this case, with a number of thousands of people. Overall, while the numbers of tenants and landlords decreased slightly, so again, we're talking in past tense when you're describing these graphs, so you need to put all your words into past tense. So it's decreased slightly. The numbers of buying and bought drop off significantly. Okay? Okay, Michael? So just slight changes.
Yeah.
Mainly
Okay.
around your grammar. All right? Mainly around your grammar. Okay, thank you, Michael. Who's next? Is that you, Paula?
Paula is.
Paula is. Okay, Paula, can you read for me, please?
The line graph demonstrates the accommodation status in the major European cities
to một chút đi.
between 1970 and 2000. It is apparent that there is a clear difference among four areas. In 1970, the number of tenants and landlords steadily decreased.
Well, and is that as far as you got, Paula?
Trả lời thế đi, sao lại sai lầm thế? Yes.
Yes. Okay, Paula. I thought you would have got a bit further than that, Paula.
I'm the longest.
Sorry?
I wrote the most.
You wrote the most. Yes, you did.
Yes.
You wrote the most. So you certainly wrote the most. Okay, Paula. So
I didn't expect that.
no, yeah, I'm not sure why you didn't expect that, but you did. You certainly wrote the most. All right. It is apparent there's a clear difference in four areas, Paula, okay? In four areas, not among, okay? In 1970, the number of tenants and landlords slightly decreased, okay? So the rest of it, so your English is fine, Paula, it's just not very much of it for 20 minutes, okay? So again, I'm sorry, but you need to write a bit faster, okay?
Yes, too slow.
Yes, a bit slow, Paula. Okay, is that everyone, Mrs. Ha? Have I seen everyone that's written?
Yes, I think so. Okay, let me check.
I cannot write.
Okay, anyway, you this only it is also will be the homework for you, for all of you to need to write again, because I put
Bài thi sắp xong.
yeah, I think now you still have enough time to correct the NAM's task, right?
To Nam's task?
Yes.
Yeah.
NAM's task.
Although
yeah.
I wanted, actually, I'd rather go back. I just want to finish off with some of these.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm finishing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is better for everyone
Yes.
to
Okay.
involve.
Thank you. Yeah.
Rather than just look at Nam's one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So well done, Nam. You wrote the most. Okay. You win the prize for writing the most. Thank you. Okay. And for the rest of you, you're going to have to write a bit faster, okay, for the test. Okay, so you've only got 20 minutes to do this, but 20 minutes should be plenty of time to write 10 lines. Okay, and like I say, even if it's not perfect and you're not sure of some of the words, better to write the 10 lines, the 150 words. Okay, because then at least you can demonstrate that even though some of the words might not be correct, at least you demonstrate that you understand what the graph is about and that you can explain in mostly correct English what it is about. Okay, so always better to write more rather than less. Okay, so I'm going to stop this just for a moment and go back to here. All right, so we're going to finish off with these for this afternoon. Okay, the idiomatic expressions. Okay, so these are 6 more idiomatic expressions that again are very common in English that I'll just run through you quite quickly. Bad blood, bad blood. Paula. Hello,
Yes.
Paula.
Nói to lên.
Hi, Paula, can you hear me?
Nói to lên chút đi.
You can, good. Can you read the definition, please, for bad blood, Paula?
A long-term serious disagreement with someone.
Okay, good. So bad blood means if you have a big disagreement with somebody or another group of people, you talk about there being bad blood between you. I was going to get you to make up sentences with these to make sure you understood them, but we're not going to have enough time. So I will give you a sentence, okay? The families, you all know the story of Romeo and Juliet, I'm sure. Romeo and Juliet. So you could say the families of Romeo and Juliet had bad blood between them. They had bad blood between them, means they had a bad disagreement between them. Okay, bend your ears. Zung Ha, Sung Ha.
Yes.
Okay, can you read the definition, please, Sung Ha?
To talk to someone for a very long time about something boring.
Good. All right. So if someone bends your ears, it means they are talking to you for a long time about something that's not very interesting. For example, you might say, yesterday, my uncle came to our house and he bent my ears for a long time talking about COVID. Okay? That's how you would use it in a sentence.
Yes.
Yesterday, my uncle came to my house and he bent my ears for a long time talking to me about COVID. It means that he talked for a long time and it was very boring. All right, so bend your ears. Michael, bite your tongue.
To stop yourself from saying something because it would be better not to.
Okay, good, Michael. Michael, is there a phrase in Vietnamese that is similar to this?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. To
Or
bite your
I'm just not remembering it.
Right. So to bite your tongue means you don't say something that you really want to, but then on second thoughts, you think, maybe, no, I won't say this because maybe it will upset somebody or it will cause an argument or it will hurt somebody or something like that. Okay. So to bite your tongue is to have second thoughts about something you are about to say. Does that make sense, Michael?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you could say, I was going to call my little brother stupid, but I bit my tongue instead. Okay. Because I knew it would cause a fight or an argument, something like that.
Yeah.
Like a kid
Okay.
saying.
Okay. I'm guessing you might have something similar in Vietnamese. Be above board is just to do something that is honest and legal. I won't talk about that anymore because you won't hear that very often. Break the ice is very common. Break the ice. Hakan.
Yeah, I'm
Can
here.
you read the definition, please, for break the ice?
To be honest and legal.
Sorry, no, that was above board. This is break the ice.
Breaks the ice.
To make more comfort or relax with a person whom you have not met earlier, to break the silence.
Actually, that definition is terrible English. I've just realized wherever I copied that from, couldn't write English very well. Okay, so
Okay.
So ignore what that says. To make more comfort or relax doesn't make sense in English. Okay, so break the ice means to, usually when you get together with a group of strangers or people you don't know very well, sometimes it's hard to talk to them. All right, so someone will often break the ice by bringing up a topic of conversation that everyone can talk about easily. Okay, so people can start to relax and get to know each other better. Does that make sense, Michael? To break the ice?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So like I say, it's when you go into a new classroom, maybe for the first time, you don't know any other students, and the teacher has an exercise to get everyone talking so it will break the ice to make everyone start to feel more comfortable with each other. That's what that one means. Okay. And the last one, be as clear as mud. Tone. Can you read the definition for me, please?
To be impossible to understand.
That's right. As clear as mud. This one is fairly obvious. Okay. If the teacher says something to you that is clear as mud, it means you can't understand what he or she is saying. All right. Or if someone gives you an explanation about something that's as clear as, if you don't understand, you say, that's as clear as mud to me. What you just said is clear as mud. I don't understand. All right, because mud obviously isn't clear. Mud is dirty. You can't see through it. Does that make sense, Tone?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Tide. Okay. Thank you, everyone. That's the end of the lesson for today. I'll stop the share so I can see everyone to say goodbye. Viet Linh. Hello, Viet Linh.
Bật mic em con
Mày
kìa.
tắt mic rồi Linh ơi, mày vừa bật mic từ nãy mà. Dạy tao.
Quên.
Okay.
Where's he gone? Is Viet Linh still there?
I'm
Yeah,
here,
he's
I'm
still
here.
here.
Okay, Viet Linh, can you stay, please? Can you stay after the class?
Okay.
Con ở
All
lại.
right, thank you.
Học.
All right, so the rest of you, I will correct, okay, what you have written for me. I will
Yes, tất
correct
cả
what
các
you've
bạn.
Okay,
written for me.
I finish it.
Được rồi,
Finish it.
Nam ơi, tóm lại là
Dạ.
kể cả finish rồi thì nên tự mình sửa lại một chút đi đã,
Nhưng
sửa
mà
lại.
cháu vừa sửa rồi quả. Cháu
Nhá,
vừa
thì
sửa
bây giờ
ý
tất
được.
cả Ngọc Hà này giờ là Cao Khánh nhưng mọi người chưa làm thì mọi người cố gắng là sẽ hoàn thành nốt cái bài này và viết lại đi nhá. Cố gắng làm nào viết để 150 từ và đấy cái cơ hội để cho mình để nhờ để thầy sửa cho mình luôn cái cách viết của mình. Một là cái cách dùng từ, hai là mình xem cái cấu trúc của bài mình viết ra sao. Ok, đừng lười biếng và coi như là chỉ có một không thì học nó rất là phí tiền và mất thời gian nhá. Cố gắng như là Nam này làm viết rất là nhanh, thế còn mấy bạn để viết tức là chắc là cũng kiểu do chưa được học, chưa được quen á, thì cái cách đọc
Thầy cháu viết cho người yêu nhiều rồi quả.
Bây giờ là do cách đọc cái bản đồ ấy hơi chưa biết cách đọc đúng không? Do cách đọc cái sơ đồ chưa biết cách đọc, nên là tóm lại là mọi người về xong là cô đã dán cái đầu bài vào trong cái file Word rồi đó, mọi người sẽ làm nhá. Ok, goodbye everyone.
Okay,
Okay.
goodbye. Have
All
a
right,
nice
thank you
weekend.
everyone. All
Bye-bye.
right, thank you for your writing and I will correct that for you and you can look
Okay,
at it.
thank you.
And we'll look at it again next week.
Ok,
All right,
con cứ ra
everyone.
xong còn Linh ở lại với thầy thôi.
Goodbye.
Con chào bác. Goodbye
All right.
teacher.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.